It's not even like the lack of modesty that makes me so angry. It's the way that the church presents it. Like, it's such a double standard. Hello internet, my name is Naomi and I have decided to kick Ruth off of our YouTube channel for this specific video. Not really, she's actually sitting right behind the camera. I decided to do this video solo today because so far on the channel, my persona has sort of been very calm and mellow and like chill, but I have a very rantful side as well. Like, there's some things that just totally like, I decided to rant today so that everyone on the internet could get to see me rant. So what I'm specifically going to be talking about today is modesty. Alright, so first things first. I'm an advocate of modesty. I like it when people are modest. I try to be modest. Modesty is good. But the church presents it as such a double standard and it makes me so mad. Like, what? Seriously, church, come on. So, modesty is presented to women like, you should do this to preserve the holy sanctity of the men around you and so that they don't think bad thoughts about you and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, that's a terrible way to present any kind of moral. Like, it doesn't matter if it's modesty or if it's honesty or if it's like whatever. Just, it's that you should never do any kind of moral thing just to improve the opinion of someone else of you. Like, that's just bad. There are such good reasons to be modest and to purely say that it's to, you know, like, help the guys around you, I feel like it's such a downplay of it, because it is important. Like, it says that, you know, he says it's important, and it's like, you know, we should take this seriously, but when we're only doing it to improve the opinion of other people of us, it's much dumb. So, the reason why it's important is because we are precious. Like, ladies, you are beautiful and lovely, and Jesus made you, and you're literally made in the image of God. Like, he's perfect, and he made you so beautiful. And the Bible actually says, I don't know exactly where because I didn't really prepare for this video at all, but there's a verse, and you can find it on the internet if you want to, that God says your body is a temple. And that means that God dwells in your body. Like, as soon as you accept Jesus and you like have salvation, he's inside of you. Like, he's right there. And like, that is something that makes you so precious. Like, you're this beautiful, wonderful thing. And first of all, you shouldn't like flaunt yourself to anyone, because you don't need to do that. You're already beautiful. You don't need to do that to anyone. So your body being a temple is actually a fantastic like metaphor, because inside of a temple, there's three parts of a temple. There's like the courtyard where everybody goes, and that's where like everyone can like see everything there, and it's really beautiful on the outside. It's gorgeous. It's adorned with gold and awesomeness. But that's where everyone can see things. And so that's like, you know, your face and your hands and your arms and stuff like that everyone can see. And that's not immodest to like cover up or whatever, or not cover up. And then inside the temple, there's the holy place and then the Holy of Holies. So the holy place only priests can go into. It's only certain people can see that. So like, there's only certain people, like maybe your best friend or your family or whatever, that can see you maybe walking around your house in like shorty shorts, or, you know, in like things that are slightly less modest. And so that's where, you know, it's slightly less chill than the courtyard, but it's still like, you should have some kind of standard of modesty. And then there's the Holy of Holies, where only the high priests get to go. That's like very little amount of people. And so there's parts of your body that this world does not need to see. And it's not about making other people like think of you a certain way or whatever. It's because Jesus designed you in a way that there are certain parts of you that only your husband gets to see, and maybe your doctors. So like, seriously, just stick with that. You are a temple. Jesus dwells in you. You are precious and beautiful. And you have a courtyard, you have a holy place, and you have a Holy of Holies. Stick with that. The second double standard is that guys don't have to be modest. And it just really burns me up that anyone, like, thinks in that way. And it's not like, no one actually says that guys shouldn't be modest. It's just sort of like this subconscious, like, thing. Guys should be modest just to, you know, bear the example of Jesus. That's why anyone should be modest. Like, Jesus didn't go around, like, flaunting himself and, you know, like, saying pickup lines and whatever. Like, I'm not saying anyone can be exactly like Jesus, because that doesn't happen. When a guy is, like, super flirtatious, or when a girl is super flirtatious, then it's just kind of weird, and it doesn't look anything like Jesus. You don't need to flaunt yourself. Guys and girls, no one needs to flaunt themselves, because the more we focus on trying to be like Jesus, the more beautiful, the more strong, the more awesome that we're gonna be. And so the more modest we are, the more honest we are, the more moral in general we are. It's to make ourselves more like Jesus and be more in the image of Jesus. It's not about improving other people's opinions. It's not about any kind of double standard form, whatever. It's just about being more like Jesus. And, like, when you are only moral to, like, help other people, it's good to help other people. But when you're only moral to help other people, then you start wrapping your entire, like, self-esteem into your morality. And if you're not perfect, like, all the freaking time, then, like, somebody flips out, and it's you who flips out, because I have been there, and I have tried to be absolutely perfect all the time. I've tried to love everyone and do everything right, and, like, always clean up after dinner and all that stuff, and it's just, like, it's nuts. It drives you insane. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to be good, because you should. We should try to be like Jesus. But at the same time, like, if you wrap up your self-esteem in your morality or your modesty or, like, a specific thing that you're trying to do for Jesus, then you end up wanting to explode because you can't take it. Jesus loves you. I've totally gotten off track. That's what my rants do. So yeah, the double standards of modesty are basically that, you know, the church presents it as something that, like, improves the opinion or the thoughts of someone else of you, which is not a good reason to do anything. And then the second one is that guys and girls don't have the same modesty standards. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. Please subscribe and comment on whatever you want to, and if you want to argue with me, then I'm not going to argue back, but I would love to hear what you have to say. And also send us your mustard moments via our email and our Instagram. Thank you much. Goodbye.